going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another recap in our YouTube channel. For those that don't know what TechBot Solutions is, we're a little bit over now 37,000 members worldwide, and the thing that we do best is we provide a free and simple platform for both new and experienced traders. The Facebook group link is down below if you would like to be a part of that. Again, you simply just have to have a Facebook group or Facebook account, and then once you get accepted, on the top pinned post there are two links: one to the Discord group chat, which has a bunch of subgroups, and then one to Brad's OTC stock group if you like to focus on those specific cap stocks. We do have a series of rules, so please be sure to follow that and just promote a welcoming environment for both new and experienced traders. Let me kind of tell you guys how this whole recap is going to go. So I have a list of stocks that I'm going to be recapping, and I'm going to be pretty efficient with the time, so I'm not going to really be looking at the live stream, but I do have an update for you guys. And those that were actively right now within the Discord group chat, I was talking to you guys about that specific kind of like I was asking them a question, and I'm going to be talking about that, and I really want you guys to stay tuned. So I'm going to be efficient with my time as I go down a series of about almost 10 stocks and kind of just recapping and planning out for tomorrow. And if you guys like this specific video, recapping and kind of understanding kind of where stocks ended up at the end of the day and what the potential is for tomorrow, then let me know and give it a thumbs up. But most importantly, just let me know down in the comments or direct message me if you're a part of the group chat within TechBot Solutions, and let me know that you guys like the specific type of video and that you found it useful and that it helped you out overall. So those that are reading the title, it says our trader made $750. I want to give a shout out to one of our traders. His username goes by Kettle Cooked. He was able to make a little bit over $750 on the day on his trade with XXII, and I'll call it out because it did have some margin of profit once it had the pullback, and I called out that pullback yesterday in our Sunday stock talk. I'm not saying that I had anything to do with his profits. It's just he is definitely a very active member within our group chat and within our community, and I want to give him a not just because of his profits, because I know he dedicates a lot of time when it comes down to trading, but not only with that, but I want to thank him for taking time out of his day, time after time, and really just assisting our traders and answering and going out of his way to answer so many questions. And if you guys ever see Kettle Cooked, that's his username, in the live stream or in the group chats, please just tell him thank you for everything it is that he does, because again, we do this all for free. So I hope you guys appreciate that, and I hope you guys are aware that we have amazing traders within our platform. So I think the simplest thing that we can do for them is just give them a thanks for their time and for their hard work. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform for those that are going to be asking, and I do have a video, so you simply have to search up Thinkorswim platform Ricky Gutierrez on YouTube, and then a video will pop up on how I have mine set up and how you can download yours for free as well. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen and go from there. So I'm going to be going down the list from top to bottom, and I'm going to start with AMD. So AMD, if you guys see, I'm doing a 5-day analysis with a 5-minute candlestick, with 5-minute frequency. If you could see, I called out the support at $13 in our Sunday stock talk. It did just that. Once it broke above 1340 and then hit that resistance, I ended up selling my position at 1340. At 1348 was in the live stream you guys saw when I sold my position, and that was a pretty good trade. Ended up hitting almost highs of 1360, but the reason that I sold at 1348 was because I thought there was a resistance at 1350 based on previous highs right here. So I feel like I played it out pretty well. An area of opportunity was I bought in at 1330 when it saw a downward trend. I could have waited for it getting closer to the $13 support, which would have allowed me to make a little bit more profit. But again, that's something to learn from, and then to plan out next time that I plan to trade AMD or any other for future stocks, to wait actually for it to get a little bit closer to the support. So let's go to RAD. RAD, a quick update. We called out the support at 230 in our Sunday stock talk and the resistance at 240. It hit a high of 245, which is obviously a previous resistance. So it looks like it's more at a resistance point, and it's now going to most likely be seeing a downward trend. So just a quick little update on that. Now, Siri bounced at its support at $5.54, as you guys can see here. It was on a consistent downward trend, and today was one of the first days that it set its support and then didn't drop below that. It actually started seeing signs of upward momentum. Be sure to look out for its earnings reports or its dividend payouts that it's going to be having tomorrow. So for those that are holding that, then that's you guys. But other than that, I called out the overall support at $5.50 based on that being an old resistance, which is a new support. But it looks like it bounced a little bit sooner, which is obviously something that's very common. So therefore, if it can make its way back up, its next resistance is going to be about every 10 cents. So from 560 to 570, then from 570 to 580, and it has about 10 cent profit margins per support and resistance. So I hope that makes sense to you. So now let's go back down to AAOI. AAOI, we called this one out in our Sunday Stock Talk. It was not one that I suggested, but it was one that I saw value in based on a member's request. And the reason I saw value in was after its earnings report, it had a huge drop. And this is why I say that I love chasing red stocks, because once it has this huge drop and then it identifies its support, just how it did during pre-market hours, it set its support, it had a little bit of a pullback. But even during our live stream this morning, you guys were able to capture the huge just pump that it had and breaking every single resistance. So from lows of 63, even if you caught it once it broke above the resistance at 64, which is something that I probably would have done if I wasn't trading SAVE and AMD this morning, it had a growth from top to bottom, once it broke above 64, of about 12.28. Again, that's huge, especially for a stock that was trading at $60. Again, a lot easier to manage your risk, a lot easier for you to see potential in, and a lot easier to kind of plan out. So again, it had a huge pullback and it had a huge margin for profit. And guys, this is only a taste of what it has to do. It has an obvious resistance based on old resistance levels at 75. So it comes down to tomorrow, waiting for the pullback, waiting for it to set its support, buying at the bounce, and buying when it starts showing signs of upward momentum, or when you see value in it, and understanding that it hit a resistance. It looks like it had a pretty solid, it was trying to hold above $70. Not too sure if it's going to hold above 70, but then it has another resistance at about 73, and then another one at 75, and then it has this just margin. So again, just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. Next one, let's move into JNUG. JNUG is a gold-based ETF. It's one that we've been calling out, and I called out the support at $16. We did very well holding above $16 today, which is a good sign. And then the inverse ETF, which is JDST, which we're going to be talking about in just a couple minutes, it ended up holding pretty well at or below its resistance at 70. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. I think JNUG is a good stock to look out for, a good ETF stock to look out for this upcoming month, because once it does end up bouncing, I definitely think it does have that potential for profit, just like it did a couple days ago, to bounce back to its resistance at around 19, which is about 15% profit margin, all the way back up to the 1950 or 1924 resistance, which is a little bit above almost 17. But if you could see based on previous trends, it definitely does bounce within that area, hits a resistance here, then comes back down, bounces, and then comes back up. So it's a very common trend when it comes down to JNUG. If you could see based on its previous trends, it bounces, hits a resistance, bounces at lows of 15 to 16, and then hits a resistance. That doesn't mean that it's going to bounce every single time. And what I mean by that is, again, you want to make sure that you only trade stocks that are showing signs of upward momentum and that you see value in. JNUG is still showing signs of downward momentum. So I'd much rather for it to start breaking, above 1650 and start showing signs of upward momentum. Therefore, now I can identify that it's a proper bounce. I've identified the support. I can cut my losses if it breaks below that. And then I can, buy as it starts to rise and increase in price as it approaches the resistance. Therefore, I'm waiting for the bounce. I'm waiting for the upward trend, and I can identify a good support, a good resistance, and where I can cut my losses, making it that much easier and efficient for me to be able to lock in profits and cut losses as well if I have to. The next one is going to be SQ. SQ we called out this morning. We called out the support at 25, which it ended up not even dropping to lows of 25. The thing that it did very well that it hasn't done within the past couple of days is we called out the resistance based on previous resistance that we've been trading this at 25.80. 25.80, as you can see, that's where it peaked out at, that's where it peaked out at, and then a support at 25. That's usually where it bounced at, usually where it held above at, usually where it held above at. Again, support, resistance. But look, guys, as of today, it's pretty much just holding at this resistance sign, meaning that it's just waiting for it to break. It did end up breaking after market hours, and therefore that is a good sign. And that's a good sign. Why? Again, this is Square. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and after its earnings report is what actually led the stock to drop so much. Therefore, it has this huge margin to make up. So once it breaks above this $25.80 to $26 resistance, it's now trading in this old margin where it used to trade at, when it used to have a support at around 26, meaning that it used to hold above 26, and then a resistance at about 27. Therefore, now that's a whole another profit margin. So if we can break above the $26 resistance, then that becomes a new support, and then the next resistance is about $27. So I think this is one that I'd like to keep my eyes out on and move my attention to. So DNR, moving on to that one. DNR is back at support at $1.30. You might be asking, well, Ricky, what do you mean by that? Again, so 20-day analysis. if we can see based on previous trends, it has a support. It holds usually pretty well above 130. So again, bounces at 130, bounces at 130, bounces at 130. The last time it bounced at 130, as it did from here to here, it saw a growth of about from 130 to 140 of about 7%. So again, that's I think a pretty decent day trade. And again, it was all within the day, and today was just a really bad red day. So again, it came back down. So if we identify that upward trend, understand that the support's at 130, resistance is at 140. So a good buy point, good sell point, and then where you could catch your losses. Just know that it has gone below and then it bounces back. But again, you want to stick to your plan and just know that it does have a earnings conference as of tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that, because that might actually make it either break below the support or break the resistance at 140 if it played out better than expected. So the next one is going to be MEET. The reason I'm calling out MEET was one that I traded today. I ended up having to cut my losses. I had a very tight support, so not a big deal there. But the reason that I see potential on MEET is, again, after its earnings report, it had this huge drop, and based on its previous trends, so if we do a 180-day analysis, it usually holds pretty well above 450. Again, it's below 450, so something that it's not usually doing. Therefore, it needs to really start bouncing and hold above. Based on the last time that it came down to $14 or $4, it ended up holding above $4. So when it had this huge pullback, ended up going back to the resistance, which was the old support, if you guys saw in the previous trend. Therefore, again, it's approaching this $4 support. So as long as it holds above $4 and starts to trend back up, just understand that $4 is the support, 450 is the resistance. But if it breaks above that, then we can be moving back up to this $5 price point. So just wanted to call that out as well. And again, only invest in what you see value in. And if you don't see value in that, then 100% that's okay. ARRY, all I wanted to say is that it's at its resistance at $8.21. Not much there. Save did not perform the way that I expected it to perform today. Ended up breaking the support that it previously had at 38.50, so that was not a good sign. But based on its previous trends with a 20-day analysis, not even a 20-day analysis. Let's go a little bit further back, 180 days. Nope, 1 year. You can see that it had a previous support at $37.50 around there, and that was like at all-time lows within 52 weeks. Therefore, it has this margin of profit as long as it bounces. So again, what is it that you need to look for? Wait for the bounce, wait for it to start trending back up, identify the support, and see where is a good buy, good sell point. If you want to treat it as a swing trade, then again, identify something realistically. Again, this is an old support, which will most likely become a new resistance at about $50. So I think this definitely does have a lot of potential. Again, this is not a penny stock. This is Spirit Airlines, a multi-billion-dollar airline company. So I just thought I'd call it out, expose you guys to the opportunity. And if you guys see value in it, then great. You guys can day trade it, swing trade it. And if you don't, then simply don't trade it. It's as simple as that. So I have my alert set, and I'm going to set my alert again when it breaks above 39. But I also want to make sure that I set my alerts if it continues to break, and if it breaks below 38. So again, I just want to stay up to date, and this is definitely one that I'm going to be following up with, and it's one that's been very talked about, I think, pretty often within our group. So BIOA, no, we're not talking about that one. MTBC, no. JDST, again, JDST now approaching the resistance at $70. Why is it that that's a resistance? Well, if you do a 180-day analysis, you can see that that was a previous resistance here. Again, it's approaching that resistance, and it has a previous support at about $60. Again, that's where we called it out, and it's now approaching the resistance at $70. So again, this margin of profit that it has there, and it's as simple as that. So now the next one is going to be ECYT. So ECYT is going to be one of the last ones that I end up talking about. And ECYT has an overall support within this 5-day analysis, a support at 140, meaning that it holds above 140. Just know that it does have an earnings call as of tomorrow. So be in the lookout for that. It might break the support if it's doing worse than expected, or it might trend upward if it's doing better than expected. But understand also that it has a resistance really at 146 within 1 day, or 145, wherever it is that you want to call it. But usually when it bounces at 146 within 1 day, it ends up hitting highs of about 144 to 146. So that potential for profit is about 3%. So again, nothing huge, but it does have potential for profit. So I thought it was a very common trend. So that's why I thought, it'd be something good to call out. And those are pretty much the stocks that I saw potential in for today. And those are the stocks that I kind of just wanted to recap. So let me go ahead and see what you guys have to say. So his bedroom door squeaks like a horrible film. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. People think that I live in a dorm or an apartment because I'm in college. I own this house. It's a house, and I live near the ASU Polytechnic campus. So I definitely do need to put WD-40 on those hinges, but I like how all of you guys always call that out. So for those that are always asking, hey, like, you should probably tell them to change the door. Again, it's something that I'm gonna have to do, but just wanted to let you guys know. So overall, I think people are asking me because I might look kind of tired. My roommate kept asking me today. It's been a very busy day with different things that I've been having to manage with other businesses that I have. And although it is a lot of work when it comes down to like talking to you guys and managing TechBud Solutions, it's just something that I find very relieving. I really enjoy just having conversations with you guys, and it's something that I truly just enjoy. Like just going back and networking with you guys, although it is sometimes labeled as work, it's something that I truly enjoy. So after I'm done with my work, when it comes down to everything else that I have to do, making these videos are actually kind of like relaxing to me, because I just get to express myself and get some feedback. And I love the feedback because I get to grow as an individual and as a investor as well. So just wanted to talk about that. So let's go ahead and get to the update or the news that I had for you guys. So I want to thank you guys again for staying tuned for this entire video. So hopefully that was somewhat efficient, and let me know if you guys found it helpful. Again, if you guys liked it, then feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to continue making these recap videos for you guys. So what I wanted to make the update video on was I've been getting so many requests to do like one-on-one video chats, and it's something that I've been doing from time to time. But because of my busy schedule and because of the different things that I have to do, it's been a little bit more difficult for me to jump on these calls and to find time out of my day to really make it worthwhile. So I have been jumping on a call maybe once every other day, but it's sometimes rushed, and it's not the type of quality kind of video call that I want to have with these individuals. So what I'm asking you guys is, I have this, so you guys are saying recaps are good. Okay, so what I wanted to ask you guys was, because I get requested to do video calls so often, one of the biggest things is, like TechBud Solutions. TechBud Solutions is a free, networking platform. And although I do have developers that are working on this platform, when it comes down to, the group chats that we have right now that are all free, when it comes down to people being able to post their ideas or ask questions in the Facebook group, and that's all free. When it comes down to being able to direct message one another and network with one another, and then making these YouTube videos, I provide that all for free, right? So I want you guys to understand that the reason that I do that is because I want the information that we share, not only myself, because I don't just find myself to be someone that is the only credible person within our group. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are traders within our group. They're not extremely active within the group chats, because those that do usually extremely well usually keep to themselves. But we have amazing people within our group chats, such as like Kettle, Dimitri, just so many other traders within our group, like Kyle as well, that just share their ideas and do it all actively and for free. And that's something that I've been doing for the past, over 1 year. But now I think, because we're growing at such a fast pace, I want you guys to know that TechBud Solutions will always offer the free networking platform, meaning that the group chats and the discussions and the posts and direct messaging. TechBud Solutions will always be free and accessible for everyone, because I think when it comes down to exposure and for someone to want the knowledge and the opportunity to be able to take advantage of learn a little bit more about, the buying and reselling of products, when it comes down to trading stocks and the right way to do it, when it comes down to, real estate, or, buying your first house, or kind of just networking. I want that to be accessible for everyone. Although it's very difficult to do it in this mass scale because of how quick we've been growing, I think the overall solution, as I continue to work with my team, the solution and the outcome that we're going to have is much greater than all those that charge, thousands of dollars a month, because all they want to do is focus on the people that can pay for that and are wanting to take it more serious. Now, on that note, when it comes down to me dedicating, although I'm extremely busy, right, with everything it is that I do, I think I can provide better quality one-to-one video calls when it comes down to having it a little bit more structured. And what I mean by that, for those that, don't see value in having one-to-one video calls, not only with trading, but when it comes down to like entrepreneurship, when it comes down to being a student and wanting to start your own business, when it comes down to, applying for your first job and the best way to do it, right? Because, I have that experience as well. When it comes down to starting your first business, when it comes down to buying your property at a very early age, or when it comes down to trading, or any other, business opportunity that you have seen that I've taken advantage of, and you guys just want a secondhand opinion and want to jump on a video call with myself, then it's going to be the first link that's going to be posted within this video. And what I wanted to ask you guys was, do you think it's a good idea for those members that want to take it a little bit more serious and that want to reach out to me on a one-to-one basis for me to offer that specific service? The thing is, I didn't want to be like, with everything it is that I'm doing, and I don't mean this in a like cocky way or anything like that, but with what it is that I make, it's not realistic for me to charge someone per hour with what it is that I'm making, per hour, because it's not going to be very accessible in the mass scale. But I also want it to be worth my time, and I also want, the demand to be there, but for me to focus on those that really want it. Does that make sense? So I was looking at different numbers. I was looking at different people that do similar things, not only with trading stocks, but when it comes down to, I think I have a pretty broad understanding of different markets and markets that I'm successful in. When it comes down to being an avid investor, when it comes down to real estate, when it comes down to flipping cars, when it comes down to online sales, when it comes down to trading, when it comes down to just, being a student and wanting to pursue something much greater, or just wanting, the proper mindset or the guidance, then I think that I can provide that. But how can I do that in a mass scale with the such little time that I have throughout the day? That means that usually the 15 to 18 hours that I'm working every single day are now going to have to be cut back and be made a little bit more efficient. And I'm going to have to open up maybe 5 hours, every single day when it comes down to Monday through Friday, or, even if I have to do it every single day, just so I can guide people in the right direction. So all I wanted to ask you guys was, again, it's going to be the first link in the description. So for those that want to jump on one-to-one video calls, I have certain prices, and I'm not ashamed to. The biggest thing is I offer everything for free as of right now, right? These video calls are going to be the first thing that I ever charge for, just because it has to do with my time directly. And I hope you guys understand that. I'm still going to continue making my YouTube videos. I'm still going to be working on Tech Solutions and making that the most powerful and efficient platform that's free and accessible for everyone. And I want you guys to understand that. But I want you guys to also understand that those that want to take it a little bit more serious and that want and need that one-to-one type of video call, that are willing to, sometimes offer me hundreds of dollars just to speak to me for an hour. The thing that I want to focus on is offer it accessible and make it realistic for people that really just want to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm okay with kind of just talking about it. So again, it's going to be one of the first links, and it's going to be as simple as, I guess I can just share my screen with you guys. So let me go ahead and start sharing it. But it's going to be the link. It's going to take you to my property management company when it comes down to Milky Assets, and it's under consultation. So it says Let's Network, and then it has certain rates. So for half hour, 30 minutes, it's $50, and then a 1 hour consultation, it's $80. Based on the talk that I had with the members within our group chat, a lot of people were bringing up the idea of how about having a power group, or like a closed group video call, meaning that instead of $80 for one person, I can charge a smaller rate, but I can have maybe 4 to 5 people and do it at a much smaller rate, but still make it accessible for everyone, right? And that's the whole purpose. So if it comes down to me having to dedicate a little bit more of my time, but seeing more of a quality return when it comes down to the growth that my members are seeing, then that's definitely something that I'm willing to do, because I know I can do a little bit more within my day and cut back on certain things that I'm working on when it comes to my business. I just have to be more efficient, and that's really just it. I want to ask you guys. I have the prices that I have right now are based on just numbers that I made up based on what I've seen from other people. People that have less experience than me, or people that are less successful than me when it comes to the different markets that I'm in, are charging, no surprise, 4 times more than what I'm charging. And again, the whole purpose of this is not to make an enormous amount of money. And obviously you guys can see that. Like, you guys can see that if I'm going to dedicate maybe 5 hours of my day, you guys can do the math of what it is that I'm going to be making. And with everything it is that, I do, it's not difficult to see that this isn't going to be like where I'm going to cash out, right? Because if you guys could see that the amount of following that I have of the 37,000 members, if I wanted to make a killing and charge, $1,000 for a video call, then I definitely can, and I can make a killing with that. But that's not the purpose. I want to make it accessible for everyone, and I want to be able to network with people that really want to see growth. And sometimes there does have to be some form of paywall to filter out those that are just kind of thinking about it and those that are really determined to do it. And I know that's an approach that I've never taken before, but I think this is the right step that I need to take when it comes down to really trying, because if you guys know anything about me, I am known as a day trader, but a lot of you guys are now seeing that I'm much more than that. Day trading is only a fraction of what it is that I do, right? And even now, I day trade even less now because I'm focusing so much more. Therefore, I'm giving away, or I'm not making as much than I usually, did when it comes down to day trading, because I'm focusing so much of my time to this group. And I'm 100% okay with that because I love the return that I'm seeing. The thing that I'm doing that I think is different and the way that I'm approaching it is I have to work 2 or 3 times harder than I usually did when it comes to day trading, but I'm starting to partner up and invest and literally like establish businesses and partnerships with individuals within Technical Solutions that I see value in. So people have certain ideas, have people like ventures that they want to pursue, and they just need the capital to get started or to make it that much more efficient. And that's what I want. And I need, I think, a more direct type of like relationship with you guys. And I think this could be that approach. So I don't know if this is gonna, I don't know if this is gonna turn some of you guys off. And if you guys know anything about me, that's definitely not what it is that I want. But I want you guys to understand that I value my time extremely high. But I know that the amount of people that I'm gonna be able to, assist and partner up with when it comes down to these video calls, because I'm focusing only on people that really want to, do well. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that those that can't pay for it can't do well. But you guys have to understand that those that are willing to pay for it sometimes are willing to dedicate a little bit more time and effort to making things happen. And I understand that sometimes those that don't have access to the money are not given that opportunity. And I can promise you, I will offer free video calls for those personally that I see that are going out of the way to really make things happen, but truly don't have the money to make it happen. And that's what I want you guys to understand. I think that's, and for those that I lose because of this, and I think I'm making it a much bigger deal than people usually would, but I want you guys to understand that it's just an approach that I want to take, and I think it could really help me grow as an entrepreneur because I can invest in a little bit more quality like businesses and ventures, because it filters out just those that really want to get things done. So that's really just it. What I plan on doing is the 2 options. I don't want it to be overwhelming for people. There's going to be 2 options for one-to-one video calls, and it's going to be the 30-minute to the 1-hour option, and it's going to have certain times that are going to be selected that I'm available at, as well as it's going to allow me to focus on specific questions about entrepreneurship, real estate investing, trading, reselling, business and mindset, and potential partnerships that for people that are trying to pitch me an idea and that would like me to be an avid investor in their business. Then this is the best way for me to, get in contact with you guys. And then the last thing is that we will always offer, Technical Solutions for free. And that's what I want you guys to understand. I just also want you guys to understand that when it comes down to really dedicating hours of my day to a specific, individual, it does have to come down to, because of, how valuable I see my time, that there has to be some form of a paywall, but not extremely high. Does that make sense? I'm still going to be offering the 2 videos a day on YouTube because I feel like the growth that I'm seeing and the return that I'm seeing with individuals. I get emails every single day of people saying like, Ricky, you exposed me to so much. You opened my eyes to so much more. I thought, while going in college, getting a job was, just great, but understanding that I can do so many different things on the side, you open my eyes to so much more opportunity. And now I don't only want to do that, but now I want to assist those people and individuals directly and invest in their, opportunities that they see value in, as well as myself. So that's it, guys. But other than that, that's all I really had to say. So you guys have some funny comments in the live stream, but other than that, like if you guys have any suggestions, and that's something that you guys are going to see, if you guys have a specific suggestion or type of advice that you guys want to give me when it comes down to approaching these specific type of video calls and consultations, then again, my email is provided for you within my YouTube channel. If you go under the About section, it's info@techbudsolutions.com. That's the best way to reach out to me directly, and I will directly answer your guys' question. There's no one else that helps me with that specific email, so I'd love to, answer some of the questions that you guys have, or requests or special requests for our video calls. And if you guys would like, for us to do like a power group of about, 4 to 5 people within an hour video call, and then get you guys all on board and just making it that much more cost effective for you guys, but still the one-to-one type of experience, then let me know, and I'd be more than happy to do that. So again, there goes the door. But I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I hope you guys understand what it is that I'm doing. If you guys see value in it, then feel free to reach out to me. Again, the link is going to be the first link in the description if you would like to schedule a video call with me. Understand that the prices might change due to, demand. If I'm receiving an enormous amount of video calls, I'm seeing too many people again, and the quality not really being there, then understand that there might be a slight increase, or if the demand falls, just know that, I might decrease the prices as well. So it's vice versa. I just want you guys to understand that. But yeah, that's really just it. And I also had an idea, and this is just a random idea, on how cool would it be if I can purchase like a supercar and then travel around the United States and like visit all of you guys, or visit a majority of you guys in certain cities within the States. Like how amazing would that be? And let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. You guys were talking about doing some certain tour, but I think that would be a pretty cool type of approach that I can do, kind of like a meet and greet, but do it like all across the country, and I drive everywhere. So I don't know what you guys would think about that, but I think, putting my own unique twist to it, because a lot of you guys know me because of the different sports cars or supercars that I own. So just wanted to take a creative approach to it, and you guys love the cars that I have, so I'd love to have you guys to be a part of it, because it's because of you guys and the motivation that you guys give me that I'm in the position where I am today. And it's a true blessing that I'm able to share this with you guys, and I hope you guys see the value in that. So if you guys say that, Kettle Cooked is saying that we're going skydiving. So I want to thank you guys for everything it is that you guys do. We have an amazing community, and I hope that you guys see value in it, and I hope you guys would like to be a part of it. Again, there is the free Facebook group link down below. You're more than welcome to be a part of it. And we're going to go live again tomorrow during market open, 30 minutes before the market open. So wherever it is that you're located at here in Mountain Standard Time in Arizona, that's at 6 a.m. So we'll see you guys at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I hope you like the recap. I hope you guys are excited for the consultation, for those that have some ideas and want to share it with me, or at least, want some secondhand advice when it comes down to approaching some certain opportunity or venture. I'd love to be a part of your success any way that I can. So thank you guys for everything it is that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, and let your passion be expressed through all your hard work. So like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care.